Colleen Murphy, been a while since we talked to you, and I want to talk about that great meet against Grand Canyon. Your ladies really performed well.
You know, we competed a lot this fall, and we had meets for 4 weekends in a row, and then we had a week off, and then we got to some Grand Canyon. And what I think was really impressive about our team is that we looked a little tired at our 4th competition in a row when we swam LSU and Wyoming and Denver. We had 2 weeks, and then we came in and we performed really well against Grand Canyon. I think we had some of our best times of the season. We really saw them kind of coming through all the training, coming through all the competition, and kind of one of those, everything was kind of coming together. The little things were done right. We had great finishes, great turns, that kind of stuff. And that's what we want as we go into our next meet.
Yeah, the next meet, the Phil Hansel Invitational, which is a big meet every year. You take part in this down in Houston. Tell me what you expect, and you've had a little bit of time to rest since the Grand Canyon meet, so what do you want to see?
Yeah, so we've had 2 weeks off from competing. We rest up a little bit, and we call it a drop rest, so it's about 3 days of rest going into the meet. We suit up, we wear the fast suits that you see at the Olympics, and we go down to sea level and we really find out where they are in the season. We don't fully taper for this meet because we don't want to put all of our eggs in one basket for a mid-season meet, but it allows us to figure out, where we're looking for our conference team, because we can only take 22 swimmers to our conference championship. So it really gives us that ability to see kind of where people are at, but it also just shows what their training has done throughout the season, get a little rest under their belt, and go best times for the year.
Yeah, definitely. Let's talk about individual swimmers, or at least one for sure, Corbin Cormack, who's been recognized by the conference a couple times, I believe, already this year. Just talk to me about her for a second.
Corbin's an extremely versatile swimmer. She's a great IMer, and I think that's the thing when you have the IM and you don't have a weak stroke. She really doesn't have a weak stroke. I would say her best individual performance in a stroke has been the butterfly this year, but she's also a great breaststroker. We'll use her in some of our freestyle relays as well. She's really stepped up in those IM events, though, and for an IMer to have to swim the 400 IM multiple times, meet after meet, because we've swum that event a ton this year and usually only swim it once or twice in the fall. She swam it, I think, 5 times this fall. That's a lot. She's actually not going to swim the 400 IM at the Phil Hansel Invite. We kind of thought we've swum it enough this fall to kind of see where she's at. She's gone 4:25 in it when we were at Arkansas at sea level, and that's one of the top times in the conference. So we're going to try her in some other events at Phil Hansel just to kind of see where her breaststroke's at and her butterfly, that kind of thing. But she's been a great performer, really stepped up as a freshman on the team, as well as a lot of the other girls on her team who have really stepped up this year.
Yeah, anyone you care to mention?
I think at Grand Canyon, one of the really cool things was Cephalina won the 50 free by 100th of a second. That girl had been faster than Cephalina throughout the fall, so for her to step up and get her hand on the wall, have that great finish, that was really amazing. Cephalina and Abby Turner have been a great 1-2 punch in the 100 free all fall. It's nice to have that in the sprint events. A big shout out, my new assistant coach, Scott Cameron, he has done a great job with that sprint group. He has really hammered home on the little things, and we've really talked about that this fall. And it's not just talking about the little things, but mentioning what those are. And I think a lot of girls on our team have made those big changes. There's a freshman, her name's Addie Orris. She's super talented, and she put the little things together against Grand Canyon and had some great times. And so I think using those examples on our team has been really important. And then our senior leadership, they really do think about the little things, and they kind of harp on them with teammates. I've seen teammates actually, point out things to each other, which we haven't really had that in the past. So I think the team is really coming together to kind of unite over, making sure we do those little things correctly.
Yeah, perfect. Final question I have for you. With a meet like this, with so many good teams, what are you trying to accomplish on this weekend, I guess?
I really thought about that. It's a lot of pride in what you've done this fall. We have worked harder this fall than we were able to work at all last year with COVID. And so taking pride in that, taking pride in representing your school as well as the Air Force as a whole, and just coming together as a team. And that's they have really come together as a team this year. And so I think that's really important to see when we have a little rest and we get to swim our very best events and compete at a high level with, 7 other schools that are great mid-major schools. Every school that's there is, in the top 20 in mid-majors. So it's a great time to step up and compete against all of them.
Colleen Murphy, safe trip. Have fun down in Texas.
Thank you very much.